Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
Okay, here we go. It is a Tuesday. Where are we at on Tuesday? Well, you know by now. Deep in the heart of Mandarin, Terry Norvelle, Mandarin's mayor, Trenton Torchia, our baseball guy and our just Renaissance guy. Trent's joining us today, talking some sports. A lot to kick around. What a fun place, though, man. I love my my Hurricane Tuesdays. Wonderful, over 30 flavors of wings. What it is, you have tried every 30 and you multiply, you've combined them all. You've combined them all. You mix and match them all.
You can mix and match, and you can also
you've been doing it for 12 years. You've been doing it for 12 years to mix and match, and you've done.
It's originally open, yes. Now they have more than just wings too, by the way.
Yeah, I know it's funny you say that as we welcome you to a Tuesday edition. Trenton Torchia, Terry Norvelle. We'll get a lot to get to today on the program. I always say this. We're here on Tuesday. They have a taco menu that is out of this world. Tacos and quesadillas and obviously burgers. And maybe somebody in your group doesn't want flaming hot wings that day. But I love the tacos here. I've taken tacos out of here many, many times. They got a great taco selection here, don't they, at Hurricane?
They do. And it can be seafood or it can be chicken or beef, whatever you want.
Trent Torchia, the NFL draft, rumor has it, it's coming up on Thursday. Oh, it's got to be here.
So they say on the regular. Well, and we talked a little bit pre-show. Can we have another mock draft, please?
Yeah, we need mock draft 1.9 thousand million.
Oh, my gosh. And Mel Kiper, he's infamous, but he always wavers a little bit at the end, and then they start. So the big talk is, where is Shedeur going to go?
Yeah.
He's falling. So
the word is he is falling. Obviously, Hunter is staying in that 2-3-4 pick.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4. He's not going to fall anywhere near the Jaguars at 5 if the Jaguars stay there. You're right, Shedeur, Hunter, and Ashton Genty also. Is it smoke screen or the? And by the way, the Jaguars may be in the middle of the smoke screen. They don't really want to draft an Ashton Genty, but I think they're teasing just enough to make the people behind them say, hey, Jax, can you at least take our call? Can you take our call? Well, I don't know. We may take your call, but we think we're going to take the running back, even though they don't really want it. You say, okay, Trent, there's a lot of shenanigans going on here the next 72 hours.
Yeah, so let me answer your question with a question. Is anybody telling the truth right now?
No, absolutely not. Please, God, don't tell the truth.
I mean,
if you tell the truth, hey, you're like I don't know much about NASCAR, but if you were a NASCAR driver telling the truth, the cars go by you if you're telling the truth. You better be lying a little bit. Right?
If you're not lying, you're trying. That's what they say in NASCAR. Anyway.
You better be lying a little bit.
Well, and so here's an interesting point about the draft. The Titans are saying, with the number 1 pick, saying, we're not going anywhere. We're not entertaining.
Cam? They're just going Cam, they're saying?
They're not saying who.
But we're not going anywhere. Okay.
We're not going anywhere. And we're not entertaining any conversations.
Ooh.
Could this be like, a draft day blockbuster?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know the answer. I would think if you have the number 1 pick, you got to make sure whoever you're taking wants to be there. There's not going to be any negotiation problems or holdouts or whatever, and it's a done deal.
Isn't that the worst thing that could ever happen to the team that has the number 1 pick? And it's happened a million times.
Happened a lot.
It's happened a lot, but you've got the number 1 pick. You have spent 6 months going, okay, we can draft anybody we want. Okay, we're drafting him, and he goes, I'm holding him.
I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here.
I'm going to go back to school.
Eli Manning or John Elway.
Yeah, and the list goes on and on. So it's like, I don't know.
But the Jaguars.
If you're Tennessee,
and they won
about this forever.
No, go ahead. Tennessee's won, right?
Yeah. If I'm Tennessee in the position that they're in overall,
what do you think?
Give me draft picks.
Yeah. Swap out.
Let me
trade
slide
out.
down and slide
Trade
down
out.
again and
trade out.
Now, you have to do a good job with those draft picks.
Yes,
and there's
you
a
do.
lot of teams that have
Yes, you
failed miserably.
Yes, you do.
See the Dolphins.
Yes, you do.
They have 10 draft picks this year. And it's like, well, you got to get it right, though.
Yes, you do.
I mean,
yes, you do.
Jags kind of in that
the Jaguars, though, from all I'm like everybody else. I'm reading and pulling up and looking at this and PFF and ESPN, blah, blah. The Jaguars are, a lot of these entities are saying the first team that could really put together a trade up, trade down, even, and I'm going to throw this out, not just a two organization trade. Sometimes you do a 3 organization trade. The Jaguars are in the perfect spot if they want to be the wheeler dealer. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to hit, but it wouldn't surprise me. I've said this consistently. I go lineman. I want big, ugly, not big, sexy. I want lineman. Number 1. Number 2, I would probably see if I could find a trade down, swap picks. You got to give me, if I trade down with you, you come up, I go down, I get something. I want a ready-made starter offensive line. Now, if, let's say, the Raiders, who are 6th, let's say they really want Genty, but they're scared to death somebody's going to work a deal with the Jaguars. The Raiders may not have an offensive lineman that they are ready to give up a starting offensive lineman, proven in the NFL. Right. The Jaguars may want a proven starter, and they go, well, yeah, your guy, why don't you get another team involved? I could see the Jaguars getting involved in a 3-team trade. You know how that kind of hurts?
Oh,
the Jaguars, if I was the Jaguars, my Terry Norvelle best scenario for the Jaguars, draft night, Thursday, 8:45. When that pick comes up, it's supposed to be around 8:45. The draft starts at 8 o'clock, by the way, Thursday. My best scenario for the Jaguars would be the NFL chime, whatever that chime
whatever it is, yeah.
Roger Goodell.
Boo. Look, right? He gets booed. Well, that's what happens.
Great.
Boo.
More.
Do the chime.
More boo. Boo. I need more boo. Din, 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 din. With fifth selection with the Jacksonville Jaguars, we have a trade. Yeah. If I was best scenario Jaguars, the Jaguars are trading, and you figure it all out of the number 5 pick with the Raiders and Team X. There may be a third team. The Raiders may not have a ready-made starting offensive lineman they're ready to get rid of, and the Jaguars want. The Jaguars need to get a plug-and-play offensive lineman from somebody else. I don't care if it's his 2nd or 3rd year, but because if they don't, I would go with Will Campbell, the LSU lineman. But if you take a rookie offensive lineman, you don't know what he's going to give you. He may be a bust. He may be a superstar. If I'm the Jaguars, I try and find a trade for a existing 2-3 year lineman that has proven he can play in the NFL. And I give my pick, and that's what I would do if I was the Jaguars.
Yeah, but if you've got a young, proven lineman, are you willing to give them up? Because to your point, the point they're hard to find. How bad do you want it?
How bad do you want Ashton Genty at 5? Because if you're making this pick and you're one of those franchises that can give up a pick, a good lineman, you say, we're good enough. We can give up a lineman, but we think that running back is so good, but we're not going to get him unless we cut a deal with the Jaguars. They may be, from stuff I've been really reading, the Jaguars may be that swing pick. If they want to rock, let me back up. From the best I can tell, and you add into this, Trent, please. From the best I can tell, we come on at 8 o'clock, 8:07, the first pick. 8-15 the second pick, 8-29, 24 the right.
Yeah.
You get to the Jaguars. The Jaguars, people say at 5 are sitting at the first really potential swing point. There could be some real shenanigans happening with that pick and a trade and a this and a that. Is it a 2-team trade? Is it a 3-team trade? The Jaguars could hit a home run, or they could strike out like they normally do.
Well, but that's the whole thing. I mean, if
Tyson,
you look
hello.
and I said this earlier, they have a lot of needs. So if you have a lot of needs,
They do.
give me and stand strong behind it. It's like if you really, if this is your guy or your pick and you want to be here, that's going to cost you.
Yeah.
And I've seen over the years, we've all seen how ridiculous picks have been to move up 2 spots.
Yeah.
It's like, and I can remember back, I mean, I'm a big Dolphin fan, but I remember it was Trey Lance.
Oh, boy.
San Francisco wanted them at number 3.
Oh, boy.
The Dolphins had the number 3 pick. You know what their haul ended up being?
What?
Waddle, Hill,
Oh, my.
and
Oh, my. Right,
yeah,
right there, you can win a few games.
boom. So, but you have to
Gotta
hit
hit.
on them. And
You,
the Jags have
You got to hit.
historically not been great at that. But I think the more picks you can get, because are they ready made to win next year?
You know,
And that's the question you have to ask.
and that's such a great point you just made, Trenton Torsia, I think. If you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, and if you determine, you know what, we could do everything in our power this draft coming up and what we just did in free agency on top of this draft, we're still going to be a 6, 7, 8 win team.
Yeah.
Let's think about next year, the following year. And you can't come out and say, we're throwing away year 1. We've negotiated with Shad Khan, and he goes, hey, I understand. You're not going to be very good.
Yeah.
It's hard to sell that to the public. You can't really sell that to your fan-based public, but what if they're thinking that? Oh, Patrick,
There
oh, Patrick, yeah. Yeah, and you're right. That is a tough ticket sell. And that is a tough ticket sell next year. Oh, are y'all going to be good this year? You said you're right.
Well, that's the thing. You said you were going to be good last
You're going to
year.
try this
You
year.
were really not good.
Yeah.
How much better? See Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of examples of, okay, can we be 4 wins better next year? Well, that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
But the answer is normally not.
Yeah.
And Houston's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I think the Indianapolis is pretty solid.
Yeah.
So now you got an uphill climb just within your own division.
All right, boys. Patrick Young, Trenton Torship. I'm going to throw out one of these, and I put it on the show rundown today. And it's hard to answer. It's just a hypothetical. But let's go way, 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 way back. The birth of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Their first draft season was 1995. They drafted in 95, April of 95. Then they started playing in August, September of 95. Okay. How about this? And it just got me thinking. I don't know which way it would go. The Jacksonville Jaguars, their first ever NFL draft, their first ever NFL draft choice was number 2 in 1995. Cincinnati, the Bengals had 1. The Panthers, the other expansion, had 3, and there was a coin flip involved.
Right.
And the Jaguars won a coin flip, and they elected to take the first pick, and then so anyway, the Panthers were not the first pick. The Bengals got the first pick in 95 because they were the worst team in 94. The Cincinnati Bengals in 1995, the first year the Jacksonville Jaguars ever drafted, the Cincinnati Bengals with the first overall pick selected running back Keyjana Carter, Penn State. Really good running back, but he kept blowing his knee out.
Right.
I mean, he
Multiple
was
times.
Saquon Barkley type running back, but Cincinnati took Keyshawn Carter, number 1, in the Jacksonville Jaguars' first ever draft choice, 1995, number 2 overall. They took a guy by the name of Tony Baselli, left tackle, USC, and he didn't have a long career. He got injured, but he had a Hall of Fame career.
Hall of Famer.
Here's where I stop you, Patrick Young, and I stop you, Trenton Torsia. How different, where does the Jaguar franchise go? What if Cincinnati said, we're not taking a running back, we're taking Tony Baselli? What if Baselli was gone? Baselli ends up being a star in the league, a Hall of Famer, and a front office personnel executive now. What if Cincinnati said, we're building inside, not with Keyshawn? Obviously, they weren't very good. They were 3-13 at
right.
Time. What if the Jaguars did not get to select Tony Baselli? Where would they have gone? Kerry Collins went 3rd to the Panthers. So it was Keyshawn Carter, Tony Baselli, Kerry Collins. The Jaguars obviously opened up their franchise with Steve Berline. They were having to pick and choose from an expansion draft.
That's a trivia question, too, by the way.
Yeah. What if the Jacksonville Jaguars were not able to select Tony Baselli? Trenton Torsia, I'll throw it to you first. Oh, my goodness.
I don't even know, but I don't think you start with a running back if you've got nobody to block for the running back. So
absolutely. An expansion franchise is not grabbing an running back.
No.
Where do they go? And do they go Kerry Collins, who had a decent, not spectacular career? Do they go Kerry Collins, who was obviously the number 1 quarterback coming out of Penn State that year? What about that, Trent?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a hard question because who's Kerry Collins going to throw to? Who's he going to hand it off to? Who's going to block for him? I mean, there's a lot of
yes, and yes.
Yeah. So existing Bengals, they think, okay, we need somebody to run the football. So that might have been not blocked, but I don't know. You're 3-13 for a reason. So
you were bad.
You've done a lot of things not good,
or
not well, and that's a tough hypothetical. I don't. You probably go quarterback.
Patrick Young, if you're still here, I hope you heard everything I've described. Can you imagine the Jaguars go, well, or no? Cincinnati gets the coin flip and they take Baselli first. They go, this guy's a can't miss. I mean, Baselli was considered a can't miss. Now, he got injured. He didn't have a long career. But he's in the Hall of Fame.
Fantastic career.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
What if Cincinnati said, we're taking a stalwart on the offensive line? Where would the Jaguars have gone? Do they go Kerry Collins instead of Steve Berline out of the expansion draft? They probably don't take, as you said, why take Keyshawn Carter, who was a great running back? Remember him?
Oh, yeah. Of course I do.
You don't grab a running back and go, we have no offensive line in front of you. You're going to get murdered.
Yeah. Well,
Patrick Young, are you there? What do you do, Patrick? You're a smart guy. What do you do, Patrick Young? Oh, did we lose Pat? He bailed out. I think he bailed out. He's scared to answer the question. That is an interesting question, though.
He's a little bit younger than us. That would have been like
he is.
1995.
That is a good question.
No,
what if Cincinnati said, we're building the lines of scrimmage. Give us Tony Baselli. Where did the Jaguars go? Where is Tony Baselli today? He's not the executive director of player personnel for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He may or may not be the Hall of Fame left tackle for the Jaguars. I mean, where would he be?
Stuck in Cincinnati, maybe.
Oh!
I don't know.
And this is Cincinnati.
It gets rather cold there, too. So.
And by the way, young people, this is Cincinnati a long time ago. This is not Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. No. Not Hendrickson.
And they had a little bit of a run like in the 80s, I think it was. But not 95.
Oh, my goodness. As we go to break, I saw something that surprised me this morning. Pro Football Focus, I think it is, PFF. They had a list today of almost like the Inverness first round upside down. And I was surprised for the good. They had the Jaguars, the 24th power poll team selecting.
Okay.
I would have thought the Jaguars would have been 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 24 is a little high. Or am I wrong?
I think it's close enough.
Okay.
I mean, I really don't.
This and that, yeah, kind of a this and that thing.
Only because the components that you have, I think on offense, they've got a chance to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I think they can score some points. They got to protect the quarterback, protect the run. But I think on defense, they get lit up. They got lit up a lot last year on defense.
They did. As we go to break, let me set a little bit of the rest of our talking points. As the Jaguars are in a good spot.
There's the mayor of Mandarin.
The mayor of Mandarin walks in. Brad Miller, mayor of Mandarin. Mayor of Mandarin. Here we go. Pass some legislature. He's going to go. He's got a meeting. He got a board meeting over here.
That's it.
Board meeting. The Jaguars are in a pretty good spot, and I think it gets better if they are a good actor. And I don't mean a liar, but an actor. There's a lot of acting going on.
Yeah.
Franchise. There's a lot of acting. The Jaguars, I think they're smoke screening that they're going to take Ashton Jeanty, but why not keep hammering that out? Because the Raiders are right behind the Jaguars at 6. And the word is they really want Jeanty. If you're the Jaguars, smoke screen like crazy. We're going to take Jeanty. We're going to take Jeanty. We're going to take Jeanty unless a deal comes our way. That we right? If you're the Jaguars, the word is they are in the perfect spot at 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4 we think are going to fall. 5 is that wiggle room spot. If you're the Jaguars, act your ass off, even if you have no interest in taking Jeanty.
Here's a caveat to that.
Okay.
The Raiders have not been great in their decision making. They have been a very generous organization over the years. So take the haul.
Yeah.
Oh, I would.
Yeah.
Like we said at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Nobody's telling the truth.
No.
I don't even trust the Titans saying we don't want to hear anything.
I don't trust you right now.
Well,
I think you're lying right now.
You know what? Stand in line because there's a lot of people that don't trust me out there.
Yeah. I think you're right, though.
Yeah.
But why? And if you're Jaguars, why not? Why not?
Because if somebody comes to you, even the Titans, and says, we want the number 1 pick, and here's what we're willing to give you.
Yeah.
And you go, it's not enough.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you've got some ridiculous offer where the fan base of the team that wanted to move up is trying to find another team because you just made a ridiculous move.
Good point. I think the best thing for the Jacksonville Jaguars between now and Thursday at 8:45 when that 5 pick is going to happen, because we know the period between picks. They say the pick is going to happen around 8:45. I think the best thing that could happen to the Jacksonville Jaguars organization is the Raiders get spooked. I think you want to do everything you can to get the Raiders spooked, who pick right behind you. Mm-hmm. And word is they want the running back. Jacksonville doesn't want to take Jeanty. They don't have the offensive line to support Jeanty. Jeanty 3 years from now might be the pick for the Jaguars. And I think he's a great player. I have nothing against Ashton Jeanty. That doesn't help this franchise immediately. If Jeanty gets drafted by the Jaguars this year and he's carrying the ball September 9th, game 1, I think the next 17, 18 weeks, he's going to get hit in the hole before an open. He's going to get hit
30 times a game
at the even spot. There's not going to be a
line push.
Yeah, the best thing that can happen to the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think, is the Raiders get spooked. They want Jeanty. And if you're Jacksonville, you say, you know what? We've got so many holes. I think we're going to draft Jeanty. Wink, 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 wink. And you get them paranoid. And you say, okay, if you really want him, we won't take him. We'll work a deal with you. But we want a starting offensive lineman. The Raiders may say, you know, we don't have a guy that you truly want or we want to give up. Let us get a third team involved. Because there could be I could easily see a 3-team trade at that 5 spot.
Do you look at it, because they have ETN, so do you look at it as a bluff at all?
I think it is a bluff.
Big time.
Big time, yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't think the Jaguars love ETN or Big T. But for the future of the franchise,
serviceable.
Yes,
I mean,
for the franchise future, near short term, they say, we're okay. They need to go get a starting. If the Jaguars get Will Campbell from LSU, I'm ecstatic. I think they should go offensive line.
Not sexy, but
a rookie in the NFL is still a question mark. If I'm the Jaguars and I can get a rookie in the NFL, or I can get a proven 2-year going into his 3rd-year starter, that's what I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find a trade where I get a guy to get my 5th pick. I want that guard that I've seen him on tape blocking the Raiders and the Cowboys and the Seahawks, right? More than Will Campbell. I like, but I've seen him block the Gators and the Bulldogs and the LSU Tigers and the Mississippi State Bulldogs. That's still can he do it at this level? That makes sense?
It does make sense, but there's also a lot of SEC players in the NFL that have made immediate impacts.
Oh, really? 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 I didn't notice that.
Sorry to be Captain Obvious, but, it's so I think it's scary to have a pick that high. Really, it's great, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, we got a high pick, get a quality player. Yeah. But if you bust on it,
I know.
I
know. Oh, if the Jaguars screwed this up.
No, so it has to be
if the Jaguars screw up 5 and they either don't get a quality player day 1 at 5, or make a trade and bring in another player and a development. If they screw this up, this could set them back. I mean, oh my God. Oh my God.
And the track record's not good.
No.
And I hate to be negative Nelly, but that's facts. That's what the kids say, right? Facts.
Yeah. Facts. Definitely. He's Trenton Torsi. I'm Terry Norvelle. Stay with us. We're going to come back. We got a lot to get into, including some SEC baseball. We passed the halfway point. Review last weekend, preview this weekend, and I never thought I would say this. There is a massive SEC baseball series coming up, and it does not involve any of your traditional old school SEC programs. Texas A&M and Texas are about to lock horns. We'll talk that. The Mavericks.
You think it might be a sideshow?
Whew, I cannot wait. The Mavericks, they're a terrible trade. The general manager with the Mavericks, there's no way he can keep his job. Other things we'll get to here in this next segment, hopefully. Lee Corso, we know he's stepping aside. It was announced. We now know what game will be his final game. The great Lee Corso. Legend has really gone a long way to help foster and really expand the popularity of college football. We'll talk about that. That and a whole lot more sports history also on the other side. Trenton Torsi, Terry Norvelle, and you coming to you live the rest of this Tuesday show from Hurricane Joey's Creek.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
All right, there's a shot of overhead Jax Vegas. We are live on a Tuesday at our Mandarin home. You know it by now. We're here every Tuesday. Hurricane, Joynton Creek, Trenton Torship, Terry Norvelle. Well over 30 flavors of wing. When you have wings in your name, you better have a lot of good flavors, and they do. Great menu, great diverse menu. Sometimes you come in, Trent, with a party, and everybody doesn't have wings. They may want a burger. They might want a quesadilla. They might want a taco. They've got it all on the menu here at Hurricane Joynton Creek.
They have a good fish dip, too.
Yes, good fish dip. And we want to thank Josh and Callie, the proprietors here. They've been really good to our show, and we hope we're reciprocating with them in the heart of Mandarin. This is kind of your, I don't want to say anything, but kind of your home hangout, home bar. When wife needs to find you, she calls here.
Yeah. I mean,
she calls, not your cell phone. She goes, is he there again?
There's only 4 places I go. Hurricanes being one.
Hurricane, church, work.
Yeah.
Right?
And either Publix or Winn-Dixie.
Yeah, Publix or Winn-Dixie with a list. A list from wifey. Trenton Torship, Terry Norvelle. Having a lot of fun. We'll get back to the draft. Obviously, 2 days away. The draft needs to happen. Sometime events, sometimes we have bowl games that take forever to get here or playoff games. The draft is like, okay, we need the draft to happen.
But so the NFL has to be in the news every day.
Yes.
And they are.
That's a rule.
And they do a fantastic job.
It's a law. It's actually a law.
Better than anybody.
They do.
But are you done by now?
Yes.
It's like, come on. I don't want to hear another mock draft.
Oh.
And now you're doing I mean, it's all you hear. So it's like, how many months now have we been hearing about that? And then once the draft's over, you're going to start next year's mock draft.
I know.
That's how nuts it is.
They'll do it like Thursday night.
Yeah.
They'll start.
Oh, it's
even though the draft goes through Saturday, they'll go, okay,
Kuiper and Shea
next
and
year's
whoever
first
else
round might be. I may be jumping the gun here a little bit, but I'm going to do a little fun around the NFL draft. Just a little fun trivia, and I may be jumping the gun with our producer, but the NFL draft, and starting Thursday at about 8:05, 8:06, 8:07, you'll start hearing the draft chime. The ding, 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 right? Ding,
yes.
Ding, ding. I can't think of how it goes. We may have it in the background, but the NFL chime. You know it. You love it. It plays the minute the next pick is up. It alerts the broadcasters. It alerts everybody. Oh, if you're just watching on TV,
stay tuned.
Friday or Saturday, you may be washing your car with the draft on loud on your TV outside your window. There's a pick coming up. We all know the NFL chime. Trenton Torsia. I'll give you 5 years either way. The current the current chime that we all acknowledge is the draft pick is coming up. The next pick is coming up. You know it in your head. Within 5 years, before or after, when did the NFL start that chime? The NFL chime. Heads up, there's a pick coming. Was it, you tell me what year, and I'll give you 5 years either way.
It's been around as long as I can remember, that's for sure.
And you're an old guy.
Well, I know that.
But I don't know if you're going the right direction.
Almost,
just giving you a hint there.
Historic.
You are dinosaur-like. You're dinosaur-like, age-wise.
But I'm cat-like.
You're
with my reflexes.
I agree. I can't lie.
So
I'm just trying to give you a hint there. You are dinosaur-like age-wise, but that might not be. I mean,
the draft hasn't been like mega publicized for that long. Like as long as I'm thinking, the chime's been around.
I gave you some hope.
I am going to say
I'll give you 5 years on either side. The current recognizable NFL draft chime has been around since
2014.
Oh, 2014. What a great guess. You're a loser, but you were close. How about 2006? The one we had.
I thought about 2009.
Dude, I probably would have said the 80s or 90s, dude. I'm really proud of it. How did you know that?
Because it wasn't that highly publicized.
All right.
Back in the day.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it wasn't.
Hey, I can remember.
It's so sensationalized right now.
I've been in this business for so long. I can remember many years working for whatever station or conglomerate or even independent in this business. I can remember the NFL draft used to be Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, they used to have 15 minutes between picks.
All right.
Okay.
That's when you didn't watch it, by the way.
So, well, and working for different entities, we would sell our Saturday. We're going to do an all-day draft from XYZ, from Hurricane Grill and Hurricane wasn't around, but Hurricane Mandarin. You would say, and the draft would start at noon. No, we're talking the 90s, early 2000s, not the 30s. The first round of the NFL draft would last 6 hours. The first round, you'd have 15 minutes between picks.
Yeah.
The first round we would go sell a remote to a location. You'd fire up, hey, everybody, welcome to XYZ station here in Jacksonville. Draft coverage wall to wall, first round, 12:04. All right, first pick is in. The next pick was 15 minutes.
Yeah.
15, and it would all take.
And you have to talk about that thing for 15 minutes.
By 6 p.m., you were beat to hell and back. The first round was 6 hours. The NFL finally figured it out, and they're now down to 10 and 5, I think, and 10 or 10 and then 5. And it's
the later
days.
it goes, the less time you have.
Yeah, and it's 3 days now.
Yeah.
But oh my God, the NFL for years had 15 minutes between picks, and it was a long, laborious first round.
Yeah, because back then, I only okay, when is my team's pick coming up?
Absolutely.
Otherwise, I didn't care.
Absolutely.
Now, you're working in the business, you have to care, and you have to be able to. Well, that's a lot of fill time, isn't it?
But if, like myself, I'm not going on the air until the following Monday at 4, dude, I'll catch up on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting there giving. But when you're live on the air on Saturday, when it was a Saturday-Sunday draft, and it was 15 minutes, and you and 3 other guys were brought, you were like,
that's a lot of fill time.
Oh,
is it not?
Got a lot of fill time. You heard the guy, your production guy, had like 40 pre-produced spots. His name is Ashton Genty. He was a running back at Boise State, right? You fill all that stuff in.
You talk for me because I want to take a break.
I got to catch my my breath. All right, let's we'll continue some draft talk.
It's a good question, though.
Yeah. 2006, that official chime, and that thing is stuck now. It is. When you hear that, you think NFL draft. When you hear that chime, you think NFL draft. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. Major League Baseball in general. Let's start with high school real quick. Where are we at in the high school season? We're in the regional playoffs baseball.
Round 1.
Round
this
1.
Week. Now,
and they're 2 of 3 now, right?
Right. So that's a big now, Georgia's been doing that for a long time. And
so it could be 3 days in a row. Is that how they do it?
It's not 3 days in a row. So it would be
okay, go ahead.
Like a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay, get a little break, go to a new.
Or if both coaches agree to play a doubleheader.
Okay.
So if you kind of, and I want to get all historical on this, but that not that long ago in Florida, or specifically Jacksonville, if you had a dude on the mound.
Oh, I see where you're going.
You could throw him.
I see where you're going.
Round 1, round 2, and until you got to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Now it's, and I don't know how it passed or what everybody went through.
And this is very new, right? The 2 out of 3.
First year.
Yeah.
This
year. Okay.
So it's like, okay.
Used to be some school from Pensacola would come play Sandalwood, winner take all, next game, next round. But now it's 2 out of 3.
Yeah. So you play on a Tuesday, then you play on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So your guy's back.
Yeah.
And they got sort of wise and said, because when you get to the Final Four, you have to have at least.
Because it's back to back.
Yeah. I mean, you need more than 2 guys.
Yeah.
You need 4 or 5, 4 or 5 guys
so
to get 14 innings.
Where do you stand on this? You like the 2 out of 3?
Love it.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely love it.
Okay.
So it shows depth.
Okay.
And or weaknesses, depending on how you want to look at it. But to me, a 3-game set or series, the better team's probably going to win.
Okay.
Right? I
Okay.
mean,
yeah. How are we doing? I know you help out some colleges, some high schools. How is Greater Jacksonville? Do we have some threats to go deep, in your opinion? And I don't want you to sell anybody out, but how is our Greater Jacksonville, Duval County area, North Florida, projecting with the high school baseball playoffs starting now?
I think it looks as good as it has recently, which has been well represented in all classifications. So, and that's based on enrollment. And and now here's an interesting thing about high school baseball that it's probably boring for people, but interesting to me.
Sure.
The homeschooled or the virtual student has a higher impact on enrollment. So you've got to, if you don't want to move up in classification, you've got to be able to manage how many people are homeschooled. So you can literally talk to a team and go, hey, You go to school here? No, I'm Florida virtual. I'm
Okay.
homeschooled, or I go to this school, but there's not a baseball program. So there's a lot of that going on, but they count as enrollment.
So you can manipulate the enrollment numbers for my school is here versus my school is here.
You can't manipulate them.
Oh, you cannot.
It is what it is. That's
Okay.
the thing.
Okay.
And so you have to be careful if you go, because if you're a 3A school,
Okay.
and you're going to bump up to 4A,
Okay.
but you're barely a 4A school from an overall opportunity standpoint,
Yeah.
you're at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because you don't have enough
Interesting.
people to draw from.
Do we have? Are we going to win a state title in baseball in our area? And again, I don't want to put you on the
Yes,
spot.
I'm going to say yes.
We will get one.
Yes.
And
Are
you're
you
saying,
asking me who that might be?
Well, I was going to not put you on the spot that much. Are you saying, in generality, we're so good in Duval County, we're going to get one, or do you know one that you said, man,
both?
Can you expound?
You weren't going to do that. You said you weren't going to do that.
Damn you!
I can if you'd like.
It's up to you. I mean, you got to go to these high school parks in the next couple of weeks. All right.
Yeah, actually, yes.
Can you give some clues?
Including my own. There is a school that all season long has been nationally ranked in the top 5, maybe top 10, but I think they only have 3 losses all season.
And who might that be?
That would be Trinity.
Trinity.
Yeah.
All right. Trinity's winning the state title according to Trenton Torsha.
That's not what
100% Trinity. Congratulations, Jonathan Murphy. Order your rings, order your trophies. Right,
Murph, don't come after me for this, because I know.
Going round after round is tough. Round after round after round is tough.
Well, and health's a big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Jacksonville's a good
Yeah.
brand of ball.
Yes,
and, it was sleepy for the
long
longest time.
It really.
Guess what?
Good description.
Yeah.
Sleepy.
Yeah.
Sleepy.
And,
Jacksonville got kicked around by the rest of the state for a long time.
and there's a lot of guys in Jacksonville, and we'll kind of, maybe transition to college a little bit, where JU, for example, your alma mater, where you played 2 glorious years there, right?
Oh.
They are taking a lot of Jacksonville kids now.
Yep. For people that don't know, Trinity, the team you just referenced, Jonathan Murphy, the brother of Daniel Murphy, the great Daniel Murphy from the Mets, and not that factors at all, but that's kind of cool.
But it's a baseball family.
Yeah, baseball family. Yeah.
Daniel Murphy played 16 years in the big league?
Good Lord, that's all.
Somewhere around there.
That's all.
Yeah.
What about that postseason he had where he hit home runs?
When he was on a heater?
5 straight games he hit home runs in the postseason, for God's sake.
At the tail end of his career. Wasn't he 36 at the time or something?
Yes.
I don't remember, but he had it was a great run. Fun to watch, and it was nationally followed.
Yes. Oh, it was just
how could it not be?
A super, super run. Obviously, in our area, we've had some pretty good players come through here and good careers. We put Chipper Jones here because he went to bowls. He's more of a Pearson Taylor guy. But Chipper Jones, Daniel Murphy's right there. He's right behind Chipper. Wouldn't you say he's right behind Chipper Jones? We've had the Desi Rellifords and the Ryan Friels, and we've had Billy Butler had a great career, and we could go deeper and deeper. But my goodness. Daniel Murphy, what he did with them. And by the way, in New York City, this kid from Inglewood High School, how do you keep your nose above the water with the New York City media? That's the Mets. That's the Yankees.
Yeah.
God almighty.
They are relentless.
You would think
anybody in the Northeast.
Let's keep it here for a few minutes. I want to transition into some baseball, Major League and college, and we can go back and forth after the top of the hour. Big series, probably the first big series in Major League Baseball starts today. Philadelphia at the Mets. Phillies and the Mets. You look at I heard a guy nationally say it today, and it's so true. Damn, the NL is loaded. Have you seen the NL West? The Dodgers, we all know about. The Padres are damn good. The Diamondbacks ruin people's seasons. The Giants. Then you look at the East. Philadelphia and the Mets, they start a series tonight. And then the poor Braves. We'll get to the Braves. The Braves are on a 5-game winning streak. Have gained no ground.
They gain no ground.
They're still 6.5 back. That terrible start for the Braves may haunt them all year. You start 7 games under 500, 0-7. That's a hell of a climb.
Well, and here's the other piece of that.
Hell of a climb.
They're in last place in the divisions, so they have to climb every team.
Yes.
So it's not like, okay, are you
That's
whatever
hard
they
to
are,
do,
8
man.
games back of the Mets or 8.5, whatever the number is. Well, you got to get everybody else.
They're 6.5 back right now.
Yeah. So then you look at it and you go, okay, this is what I do. I look at the standings and I go,
you're so right.
And I go, let me look at the wild card.
Yeah.
Well, now you take every division.
Yep.
And your wild card, you might be 20th.
You're adding teams in.
100%.
But you're so right. I don't think a lot of people realize when you're at the bottom of a division, it's easy to look. The Braves right now are 6.5 behind the Mets, I guess. But the Mets aren't their battle. The Marlins and the Philly, right?
Yeah.
To climb, and when you start 7 upside down, the Braves have won 5 in a row, and they've gained no ground. The Mets have run 6 in a row. Dude, to climb teams is hard, man. Hard.
When you look at that, because people say baseball's a long season.
It really
162
is. I agree.
games.
And I agree.
So they go, well, nothing really starts till after the All-Star
I agree.
break. And you get the dog days of August.
I agree.
But I've always said you could play yourself out of it.
I agree.
In April, May.
I totally agree. And it looks like that.
Because what if all of a sudden you're 14 games back at the All-Star break?
Good luck, man. That is a brutal.
And you have to climb 4 teams to get to where you're going.
Of those 4 teams, you're trying to get to the 4th. Those 3 in between, they're going to go on heaters at some point in the second half.
Yeah.
So it's hard to climb if you keep winning and they keep winning.
And then if you look at the scheduling, it is heavy divisional games
as we get deeper.
Toward the end of the season.
Yeah.
So now you're playing.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't we just play the Mets? Didn't we just play the Phillies?
Yes.
Weren't we just in Miami to play the Marlins? We're playing them again.
Yes. We're going to keep it here probably a little bit over the top of the hour. Not to be Debbie Downer with the Braves. God dang. Did you just hear Mr. Strider?
Yeah.
Out on IL again, Strider, who just came back. He's the Braves ace. They want him to be the ace.
Yep.
He's been injury prone. He just came back through 1 game. I don't know if he got a no decision or a loss, but he pitched a good game. His first game, he has irritated a hammy playing catch. He's on the IL again. You know, at some point, you hate to do it this early. At some point, sometimes you go, this may just be not our year. I mean, the Braves cannot get Acuna. He's still out.
Yep.
Lopez out. One of their starters had a starter too. He's done. Is this just one of those years you think with the Braves? It ain't our year, my man.
No, and you have to have the arms.
Yeah.
I mean, and the hammies are tough.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never had a hammy, but I've been around guys that have.
Yeah.
And you can reach a point, but it's like any other injury, like an arm injury or whatever, and you go, can I trust it?
Yeah. Good point.
And I don't know which hamstring it is, but if it's your push-off leg, or your landing leg, think about the stress you have, and one little tweak, and you set yourself back 3 or 4 weeks.
I'm writing down right now for tomorrow when we talk to Dr. Aaron Banks from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, Spencer Strider, hammy. By the way, supposedly playing catch. I'm assuming that was long toss.
I can't even.
It's got to be long toss where he was jumping into a long, right?
That's the
old. It's got to be long toss instead of just warming up your arm, right?
I hope so.
But I'm writing down. I'm writing down push versus landing. I mean, what could you do? Just
I'll
playing
listen in
catch?
because I don't know. But which would have the greater impact in the healing process.
Man,
Because
but I will
one
tell
thing
you
you
this,
have to do,
Dr. Bates says all the time, that hammy is a temperamental injury. It is a very temperamental injury. You can, okay, I've got it back, okay. It's a temperamental
tweak.
Yeah.
a little, or you land wrong, or
Yeah.
you know have.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you've ever pitched before, but like,
What do you look at this body? Of course, I was throwing.
You did it.
99.
You did everything, but
I pitched underhand.
the landing hole
Good point.
is different for different.
Every.
Oops,
Yep.
sorry,
Yeah.
I flipped the pen
Yeah.
at you.
Yeah.
It's different for different people. So, and it's aggravating as a pitcher because you're like, I want to throw on this side of the rubber.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. I start here, I land here. Man, that guy strides longer than me.
You know, the equivalent of that as a position player, I would occasionally go up to a batter's box and I guess a bunch of big power. I was a left-handed batter. A bunch of power hitting left-handed guys. They've dug this hole where I want to put my back foot, and I'm like, oh, I don't. And you know, and dry baseball clay is not. You can fill it in with dryness. You almost need to say, can we water this down real quick?
In between every
but you
at-bat,
can't.
No.
And if that hole is wrong for you, it was awkward.
It's tough.
It was awkward.
It's tough.
I didn't want to put my back foot there, but this hole was this big with these power hitters, right?
And I know this is boring as hell, but I remember as a pitcher when my toe was above my heel because the other pitcher
On the land?
no
On the what?
on the rubber,
Oh, okay.
and I'm like,
Depth-wise.
because of where his toe drags
Yes.
is where my heel's supposed
Yeah.
to be, and now
Yeah.
you adjust on the rubber, and as you know, normally was
Yeah.
a pitcher, I'm left-handed, so
Yeah.
I've already got
You're a weirdo.
already got
Already.
problems. You know,
Left-handed
I'm
pitcher's a
thinking
weirdo. And let me guess,
Yeah.
your hat was kind of,
100%.
yeah.
was-
Left-handed, cockeyed.
And
Yeah.
when somebody straightened it out, it was crooked.
Yeah, yes,
Like, It just
exactly.
doesn't feel
And you
right.
didn't feel right. Yes.
The Earth orbits differently. I don't know what to say.
It does. The God bless the Braves.
It's going to be a tough climb.
You start
and I
over
know
7.
it's so
They've
early,
won
but
5 in a row and have gained no ground.
Yeah.
No ground at all. We're going to keep it here. I want to get to this before we get out of this baseball talk. We can continue some baseball talk, SEC baseball talk in hour number 2. Have you followed? God Almighty, please God, tell me Paul Skeens, his career is not going to mirror the great Nolan Ryan. You remember Nolan Ryan. I'm old enough. You're old enough. Nolan Ryan had an incredible career. He punched out so many batters. But Nolan Ryan's biggest issue was over his 22 years, he didn't play on a lot of good teams. He played on a lot of bad teams. Nolan Ryan would throw a 4-hit complete game and lose 2-1. Paul Skeens, Have you seen Paul Skeens? He's lost 2 games this year. He lost this past week with like a 4-hitter, pitched his guts out. The Pirates, how about this? The Pirates, Paul Skeens' team. I'm laughing, but it's not fun. Paul Skeens, the Pirates, last week, they had 3 games they lost, and they were shut out. 3. What do you do as a pitcher? They were shut out 3 times last week.
I lose 3-0. I lose 1-0. No, and
Paul Skeens, and that was Nolan Ryan.
It's funny that you say that because this was very recently a heated debate at one Hurricane Julian Creek where 4 people,
Like right over there?
yes,
Yeah,
in the
okay.
corner table, where people are
Hurricanes.
pulling out their phones and looking up stats because Nolan Ryan was a lifetime 500 pitcher.
Yes.
But when you look at his numbers, his ERA overall,
Ungodly.
like top 10 ever.
Ungodly.
Ever.
Yeah.
If you looked at no hitters, he had 7. Well, look at how many 1-hitters and 2-hitters he's had.
12 1-hitters. I do know that.
And then there's more 2-hitters. So you sit there and you go, how?
How does he not have 350 wins?
So the next thing you do is you look at his walks.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
Yeah.
He walked guys because he was a power pitcher.
Yeah.
But his strikeout to walk ratio was
But then
very
you need to
very pleasing.
look at run support.
Sucks. And that's the
And
thing.
and I know Skeens is only in his 2nd year, but my God, it looks like if he doesn't get traded out of there, he's going to be on the Nolan Ryan path.
You're the first player picked because it's just like football. It's just like the
You're going
NBA
to a bad team,
lottery.
probably.
If you're the first player picked, unless there's some ridiculous trade that took place,
Yeah. You're going to a bad
you're going
team.
to a bad organization.
And hopefully, the Pirates are,
And he's special.
Oh,
I mean,
I watched Paul Skeens throw the baseball. I've seen a lot of baseball. You've seen a lot of baseball. You played a lot of baseball. I've seen a lot of power pitchers, and you watch those guys, their entire windup, everything that they put, everything they've got into each pitch, and it looks max effort. Skeens looks like he's smooth.
he's suave.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But the ball explodes. It doesn't look like every 101 mile an hour Paul Skeens fastball doesn't look like. And some guys look like that, right? And you go, that's going to kill. He looks. His delivery, everything about Skeens. I'm not a pitcher, but everything I watch about Skeens, it looks low impact on the stress level.
So they call it clean.
Okay, well,
so the mechanics are clean, and because the biggest issue with arm care, arm trouble, is the drag. So the drag is when the lower half of your body gets ahead of the upper half of your body, and then you have to max effort to catch back up with your lower half, and that's how guys break. And I put this on your list, but I learned from an ortho guy. 99% of elbow issues start in the shoulder. So you get a little shoulder soreness. So you're going to change your arm slot or change your delivery, and then it just kind of eats its way down to the elbow.
Let me write that down for tomorrow when I talk to Dr. Bates.
And I'm not a doctor.
That is interesting. I'm going to bring up a guy, and I'm going to bring. He was a short stature pitcher. And I want people to understand what I mean by max effort guy and what you mean. Was his name, and I may have Mike Hampton, Braves Mets guy, little lefty, but he threw hard, but he was 5'10", and he had a good career, but he had a short career because he would run it up 90-something, but you watch every pitch was max effort, and you went, this guy can only make it 5 or 6 years compared to us. And he wasn't a 6'5" Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
The max effort guy, that's going to wear out this arm, right? Or this arm right, at some point.
Yeah, but you could even go to the guys like the DeGroms and, that are 6'4", 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
And they do the same thing because in the college game now, if you watch, and I know we're going to get into college in a minute.
Next segment.
Go ahead,
you
want me to save it?
Oh, no.
Okay,
Go,
if you watch the SEC, you watch the ACC.
Yeah.
Everybody's 94.
Yep.
Unless these radar guns are lying, and they might be. But everybody's 94, but they're getting lit. So it's like, why are they getting hammered? In other words, people are hitting the ball out of the ballpark on them, for those that don't understand the jargon. But because they're not living on the edges.
Yeah.
Pitching is living on the edges, on the corners of the plate.
Yep.
Not the middle of the plate, because it doesn't matter how hard you throw.
Yeah.
And I'll tease this. See Gators, Bulldogs this past weekend.
Home runs everywhere.
With 94.
Yeah. I know. I was talking one time way back when I played. I'm chit-chatting with a pitching coach. I don't know why.
It was before me, too, by the way, wasn't it?
Exactly.
You played?
Yes, way back. Shut up. Shut up. But way back, talking to a pitching coach one time, and I'm an infielder. What do I know about pitching? We're just chit-chatting. And a pitching coach said something to me, and I went, he said, Terry, do you know the worst place a pitcher can throw a strike? I'm a position. I went, what? He said, the middle third of the plate. You throw it one right down the, wait a minute, that's the best place. Right down the middle is going to be a strike. No. You don't want to throw it in the middle third. You want to throw it on this third or that third, right?
Yeah.
Not this third. You're going to get hit.
No, and you can't miss in the middle. So
and I went, Okay, I get you now.
So I've been teaching pitching, really, and a lot of it's pro bono or whatever, and that's fine. But I just love the game, and I love to give back for a long time. And the way I describe the plate is in thirds.
Yeah.
Inner third, outer third.
Yeah. And
depending on a left-hand hitter, right-hand hitter. Middle third, we don't even talk about.
Yeah.
If you can't live
you don't want
on the outside edge, you're going to get hurt.
How hard is it? You made me, and thank you for reiterating what this pitching coach told me. Middle third, I would prefer you throw a strike here or here, not here. Because the batter is going to, as a pitching coach, as a pitcher, how hard is it today to try and teach what I think is the best pitch in baseball from a pitcher standpoint, if it's A, thrown correctly, and B, thrown in the correct count? How hard is it? We live in a power 3-digit mile per hour, 100 miles. How hard is it to convince a kid, learn a changeup? Learn a changeup. That's a great pitch. But the changeup is almost like, wait a minute. If my out pitch is a changeup, everybody else's out pitch is a 96 mile an hour. Is it hard to teach that, to get a kid to buy into a changeup?
There's two answers. It is not hard to teach it. It's easy to teach, and there's different grips you can tinker with and all that stuff. And is it hard to sell?
That's my point.
It's ridiculously hard to sell, because it's like, why do I want to throw a soft pitch? I'm like,
that's where I was going with
it's deception. It's cheap.
Yeah.
Because so we both played in the 80s. Now, back then they said, what do you want to do? You want to locate and change speeds. Yeah. There weren't a lot of 94 guys.
No, there weren't.
There just weren't.
Unless the guns are wrong, there weren't.
Yes. It could be.
I agree with you, though, man.
So,
somebody threw it 90. They were heating it up, buddy.
Yeah, 90 was like
the number.
Legit 90.
It was the number.
So the changeup's a great pitch. I mean, it could, and I teach it to 9-year-olds, and then it's like, it's funny because it's like, well, your fastball's a changeup, so your changeup should change up on the fastball.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing I teach kids is, when you long toss, throw your changeup.
Okay.
And throw the heck out of it.
Yeah.
Because you want your arm speed to be the same as the fastball. There's where the deception comes in. You're just choking the baseball, so you're changing the grip.
And you know, if you're the pitcher, the okay change, I guess the palm ball would be. There's a way to put the baseball in your hand. Physically, you cannot throw it as hard because there's no space.
So
I tell you, man.
That's a good point. Less space, less velocity.
You can't. You just physically
can't do it.
Can't do it. I know as a contact hitter, I could put the bat on the ball, but damn, that well placed changeup. I'm like, I'm still. Where's it at?
That's all you need.
I'm like,
a little bit of forward movement from the hitter,
and then you're all off. You may get lucky and foul it off, or bump it into play.
Yep.
And they won. You know,
how many times have you heard kids or whatever level go, he throws so slow?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
it's like front toss.
He's slop. Of course, I'm 0 for 4. He's got slop.
This guy's terrible. Well, look at the stat line, big guy.
He just got you 0 for 4 and never threw anything over above 84, 85.
All you did was pop up.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's take a break. Come back. SEC baseball is heating up. Second half of the season now. Goodness gracious. A lot of hardcore SEC people, you, me, fans, we said about 2 years ago when the SEC expanded, Oklahoma and Texas, okay, well, Oklahoma and Texas, hey, Texas, you're big, bad. Everything's bigger in Texas. You're going to learn. You're coming to – God dang, Texas. Football, Texas, baseball. Let's talk SEC baseball on the other side.
Hoops, too, by the way.
Yeah. Trenton Torsia, Terry Norvelle coming back from Hurricane, Georgia Creek, after this timeout.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville.
It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air.
It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who's coming to your house. You know they will be well trained and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com.
Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs.
Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Let me tell you real quick as we welcome you back to the Young and Norvelle Show. Trenton Torch is sitting in talking some ball and general sports. Trent is one of our buddies that fills in with us a lot of times. I'm Terry Norvelle. Tomorrow, don't forget now, the Wednesday show comes to you. We'll be in the studio. Then Thursday, we're at Sliders Oyster Bar. Come by and have a draft with us at Sliders Thursday before the draft. Sliders Oyster Bar is 1 block away from Lemon Bar. And Lemon Bar is the official Jaguars draft headquarters. So the draft doesn't even start till 8. Jaguars will pick at 8:45. You better come by and say hi this Thursday at Sliders. Have a draft before the draft. That's tough. 8:45, they're going to pick roughly the Jaguars. Unless there's a trade.
How long is the draft? They're just doing one round, right?
One round.
First day.
Yeah, the worst day, first day.
So it'll be at least midnight.
Woo! Be a long one. Hang on, let me tell you real quick before we get back into the show. Hardcore. Norvelle Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell a home, it'll be basically your biggest transaction of your life. Buying or selling a home is basically most of our biggest transaction. That is a big deal. You need to go with people that know what they're doing. They can guide you in the buy or out of the sale. You're talking about Norvelle Realty. I've known Lee Norvelle for a very long time, since the 80s. They've been in business since 1986. They know our area. They know how to get you in and out of the sell or the buying process, and they go to great lengths to keep you informed. A lot of times in that major transaction, you don't stay informed. Your people that are helping you, you don't know what's going on. That worries you with a transaction as large as a buy or a sale of a home. Go with the best. Lee Norvelle, Norville. We spell it a little bit different. Not Norvelle, Norville, but I've known Lee a long time. We kid around that we're cousins. He's a wonderful local community businessman, been doing it in the real estate industry since 1986. Contact Norvelle Realty, 904-388-4400, 904-388-4400 for Norvelle Realty. I'll tell you, the Norvelles and the Norvelles are taking over the world. You understand? Lee Norvelle, real estate agent in Duval County forever. Terry Norvelle, little slightly different spelling, absolute superstar in the media forever, right?
Yeah.
Former star baseball player, former Italian supermodel. Well, I threw that in.
I'm the Italian, by the way.
Yes, in Torsia.
Yes.
Mike Norvelle, slightly different spelling, head football coach at Florida State.
Yep.
You may not know this one. Jay Norvelle, same spelling as Mike Norvelle, head football coach at Colorado State. Dion's big battle.
I did know the name. I didn't know where he was, though.
Yes.
Okay.
We're taking over. And I'm sure a couple of criminals and a couple of derelicts also have
some of that.
Yes.
Everybody has some of that, right?
If you dig in the west side of Jacksonville enough, you'll find some of our derelict Norvelles on my side. Okay. On my side. Hey, man, how fun is this upcoming weekend of SEC baseball? Tell people what all is going on. You've got Texas A&M going to Austin to take on the Texas Longhorns. That is a massive rivalry in any sport. They don't play all the time. They're now back in the same conference after years out. And tell people, Trent, the backstory of what's going on with the coach at Texas, who was the coach over here. My God, this is going to be fun. A&M at Texas, 3-game series. The Longhorns leading SEC baseball in the standings.
So Schlossnagel, who was at Texas Tech.
Texas Christian.
TCU. I'm sorry.
Yes.
There's so many Texas schools.
I agree.
So he's already got the Texas roots. Goes to Texas A&M.
Yes.
They are in the championship game of the College World Series.
Last year. It's Texas A&M.
And it took them, 2 years to get there?
Yes. It's Texas A&M versus Tennessee. Best of 3 last year. Omaha winners the national title. Tennessee wins it. Pick it up from there, though. And before, Schlossnagel was getting questioned during the playoffs.
Because
Texas fired their guy.
They fired their guy, which is so odd. Like every Texas coach in modern day, like in our history, left, retired or
on their
whatever.
own volition.
Yeah, and they didn't even go to get other jobs.
I didn't know that.
So there hadn't been a firing.
At Texas baseball.
Well, which is why they didn't have much patience. They're like, you know what?
Yeah,
we're Texas Longhorns.
David Pierce was his name. They said, you got to go.
If you think about the history of college baseball, Texas is a true blue blood. 100%.
Yes.
So Schlossnagel goes to A&M.
Cliff Gustafson, Augie Garrido, all these guys.
Gustafson was the guy I played against. We played Texas a bunch, and we weren't even in the same conference. So the reporter,
terrible.
He's a student reporter,
right?
Like
I think
young guy,
anyway. Young student reporter
who's
last year in Omaha.
Who says,
rumor
has it,
Coach Schlossnagel, rumor has it,
you may be going to Texas. And in true
Fill it in.
Can I say idiotic form?
Fill it in, however you want to fill it in.
He loses his mind.
On the young reporter.
The young reporter.
In front of national media.
Just lights him up.
No way. That's BS.
How dare you?
Terrible.
We're in the College World
Series. He dresses
Series
him down.
100. Yep. Guess what? How many days later?
Tennessee wins the championship, so A&M finishes runner-up in the nation. And hours probably after the final game, what does Schlossnagle announce his people?
The next day.
I've taken the head Texas baseball job.
Before he met with his team.
Yes.
Which was just awful.
To his,
now, he later apologized.
To his credit, he apologized through the school to the reporter, who, by the way, had the story right 100%. And you almost have to, I mean, and you remember, it festered so big. It was the 800-pound elephant in the room. And I know they were playing for the national title, but you had to, in any post game during that week, or so, you had to say, Coach, there is so much smoke saying you're going to be the next Texas coach.
And you know what they say? Well, there's
smoke,
there's fire.
And he chewed that kid out.
And think about social media. So that's leaking out there. The players see it.
Yep.
Is the coach? I don't care who. We're all human beings. So it's like, if you're the coach, have you lost a little bit of your mindset on your new gig? Because you know it was in place.
And
it's not like you say, let's wait till the season.
And that's
ends.
legitimate. That's legitimate, Coach. Are you all the way focused here? I mean, you're about to go. It sounds like you may have the biggest school in the state of Texas hiring you.
Yeah.
And you know what? To his credit, he did apologize 3 or 4 days afterwards. But why?
Don't you get tired of that narrative?
Yes, I do. And why not just say, hey, listen, we're trying to win a national title here. I'll address that after. But no, he had to be Johnny aggressive guy. But he takes the Texas job. Texas A&M was the runner-up last year. Texas A&M bumps his number one assistant up. Texas A&M was the preseason number one team in the nation. They're scuffling, but they're playing better. And all of a sudden, this coming weekend in Austin, by the way, the game is in Austin, the 3-game set. A&M, Texas, must-see TV. Can't wait to see what happens.
No, I think so. And A&M's 8-10 in the conference, but they started out like 1-7.
Oh, just like Florida.
Yeah, so they flipped it around a little bit.
Yeah,
Texas is 18-2 in the conference.
I know.
And by the way, you know what Texas does? They can pitch.
They can pitch.
Their team ERA is.
We know how. Excuse me. We know how tough SEC baseball is. We just passed the halfway point. Texas has a 3-game lead right now overall, and we know how tough a 3-game lead in the SEC. That's like 8 games in another conference.
Well, and the teams underneath them are all in the top 5.
Arkansas, 3 games back. LSU, 4 games
top
back.
5.
Tennessee, defending national champions, 4 games back. Top 5. Vanderbilt just swept Georgia, who's right behind. And I know it'll work itself out, but I'll never forget 2 years ago. I'm going to go back to what I said a moment ago. 2 years ago, I read message board after message board after message board, and I'm an SEC guy. You're an SEC guy. We love the SEC.
It just means more.
It does just mean more. Very nice. They should copy that. SEC fan after SEC fan said, hey, this 2 years ago, hey, when they're coming in, the announcement, Oklahoma and Texas are coming in. Hey, Texas, I know everything's big over there, but you better be ready. It's the SEC. Did you see the college football playoff? Year 1, Texas was in it.
Yeah.
College baseball, Texas has a 3-game. There's a reason we've always considered Texas athletics extremely valuable. And you're seeing it now.
Yeah.
You're seeing it now.
Yeah. And the smaller sports, they do well as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Here's something to take a look at as we get together later in the season. 10 SEC teams are at 500 or above in the conference. So Florida, for example, is 6-12.
Yes.
Mississippi State 6-12.
Yes.
Missouri 0-8.
Over.
Right.
Ooh.
But how many SEC teams are going to make the postseason? That's what you got to start looking at. And then when you start looking at
there's 16
conference records,
yeah,
the 6-12 doesn't look great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, and then their overall records, the bar used to be you got to win 40 games to get into a regional.
Yes.
And I don't know that that's the case anymore.
Yeah.
But, because of conference expansion and stuff like that and playing more conference games. But
what are your thoughts on, I want to say Florida is starting to figure out a little bit, but what stops me from saying that is they're on a little 6 out of 7, or they're 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 7, but 3 of those were Missouri. They're 0-18. They took 2 of 3 from Mississippi State. Okay, State's playing a little bit better. They being Florida, they did beat FSU last week, midweek, to take that series. Is Florida figuring it out in your idea, or in your eyes, or are they schedule figuring it out? Are they catching a good part of their schedule? I don't know where they're at.
No.
I can't figure it out.
I mean, the one way
because Florida's sitting 6-12 after starting 0 and whatever, but they're playing Missouri and Mississippi State. So are they figuring it out, or are they getting the schedule figured out?
The one thing that size everything up is statistics. And Florida pitching, and I'll say Sully's a pitching guy.
Yeah.
They are no higher than 13th in any pitching category in the conference. Their ERA I've got it here. It's over 5. So team ERA is 5.5.
Ooh.
Only Missouri's worse.
Even in college baseball, that's high.
That's high. They are 15th in the conference.
If you haven't, and I've watched a lot of Gator baseball. I always do every year. If you said, Terry, the one thing that has Florida sitting at 6-12 in conference play and whatever they are overall, I would say their relief pitching after their starter has been disastrous.
It has been disastrous. And the one thing that we texted about it over the weekend, Clement going to the bullpen, probably a strong move.
Might be their savior.
But how much, if he's got to throw 4 innings on us in game 2, he's cooked for the weekend.
Sure
so
is.
It's like, we're going to use this guy to win one game for us.
Yeah.
That surprised me.
Yeah.
They're hitting 304 as a team.
Yeah.
Which is,
you can live with that.
it's pretty darn good.
You can live with it, yeah.
But when you're giving up 5 per 9, almost 6 runs per 9 innings.
Yeah.
I mean, case in point, look at the games this weekend. They were all like
scored out
softball.
Scored out. The problem you've got,
and you can't hold leads
with the Floridas at 6-12, the Mississippi State's at 6-12, South Carolina's 4-14, even A&M, they're 8-10, and they started out terrible, even though they were ranked number 1 in the nation. The problem is you don't want to get stuck when the SEC tournament rolls around. Everybody gets in. It's a new format.
Yep.
All 16 get in, but it's a single elimination. So if you're the Floridas of the world, if you're the Mississippi States of the world, and you're sitting at 32 wins, that ain't get you in.
No.
But you're going, okay, can I win 4 games in Hoover before I get eliminated?
in a week.
That's hard.
No,
man.
it's hard.
That is hard to get to 35, 36.
It in the conference, oh, by the way, that I didn't do very well in the regular season.
I was supposed to go win 4 out of 5 in 5 days.
You and I have been doing this for years,
Yeah.
right? So we talk about it. We go to this. Does a conference tournament mean anything? And for a lot of teams, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But to reference your point, for those teams that you mentioned,
Sitting on 32 wins, 31.
means a ton.
Yeah.
It means a ton.
Yeah. I do love the one and done, though. Now, it may cook a team that could have lost 1 and stayed alive 4 more. I love the one and done. I think I don't like when the SEC was so top heavy that Hoover became a practice field for the big boys.
Yeah.
They were like, okay,
scrimmage.
We lost. Where's the bus?
Yeah.
Where's the bus? Let's
Yeah.
wash the
No,
uniforms.
that's a good point.
Let's wash uniforms because we're about to host a regional in 5 days. I didn't know.
And by the way, we'll line up our pitching and we'll
Yeah.
be good to go.
Yeah. Coming up this weekend, I've earmarked 3 series in the SEC that I think are big. Arkansas is at Florida. Florida really needs 2 or 3. If you start doing the math, as you said, to get to 13, guess start winning. Not 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
Arkansas is at Florida. Now, Arkansas has been scuffling a little bit. Florida needs 2 or 3. A&M at Texas. We know how that's probably the would you say that is probably the circle 3-game series of the conference? It gets so much fun is going to be in that. They hate each other.
No, I know.
And then Tennessee is.
But it's a tall task.
It is. Tennessee is at LSU. That's the 3rd. Some of the stuff that happened this past weekend, I want you to comment on. Florida went 2-1 at Mississippi State. Both programs kind of scuffling. They're not where they're at. Kentucky. How about Kentucky? They went 2-1. They won the series at Tennessee. And one game at Tennessee, which is a bandbox.
It is.
Kentucky threw like a 4-hitter. Good weekend for Kentucky. How about Texas? They just keep on keeping on, man. They went 3-0 in Austin against top 10 Auburn. They just undressed Auburn. Auburn's 8th in the country. Woo.
Texas, you know how for years we talked about Arkansas being just like there's Arkansas and then there's everybody else.
Yes.
It might be Texas this year
Man.
because I've never seen so much separation just in terms of a body of work.
Isn't it weird this late in the year, as competitive as the SEC is, this late in the year, I know we've crossed the midpoint, Texas has a 3-game lead over Arkansas. Nice 2-1 series win, South Carolina at home over Ole Miss. Vandy, this was tough for Georgia. Georgia's had a good year.
Yeah.
The knock on Georgia is all hit average pitch. And it's hard to hit.
Or no pitch.
Yeah,
I mean,
or no pitch. Vandy took 3 from Georgia. That was tough for the Dogs. Vandy at home took a 3-0 series win. LSU 2-1 over Bama in Baton Rouge over the weekend. Oklahoma 3-0. Is Missouri going to get stunk? They'll find a win, won't they, somewhere? They got 12 games left, I guess.
Who are they going to be?
You don't want them to go 0-30, though, do you?
No, I mean, I don't want them to, but who are they going to be?
Ooh.
Because they're not even.
Ooh, they're getting beat bad.
Yeah.
They're getting beat bad.
They're getting hammered.
Yeah.
So it's.
So Missouri is 0 and what? What do we say? 0-18 right now. 0-18.
And you're not going to get anybody to go there. There's 15 other choices in the SEC.
Ooh, 13-26. And then one of the most impressive, how about A&M? Preseason number 1, started out terrible, a lot like Florida, just really nothing went right. A&M's figuring it out a little bit. They're going to Texas. A&M, a 2-1 series win at Arkansas.
Which is nice.
Now, a concern for Florida, and I can pull their schedule up if I want here real quick, but I think I know it off the top of my head. They've got Arkansas this weekend in Gainesville. They still have Arkansas and Texas of their last couple. And, I mean, that's 1-3. That's rough. Florida still has Arkansas and Texas.
Yeah. See,
that's 6 total games.
That's not good.
Oof.
It's just not. I mean, especially the way Texas pitches. And Arkansas hammers the ball, too, by the way. And, and they're okay on the mound. I mean, I really kind of went through the stats of all of it, and they're pretty complete teams. And you have to take them. What's the answer? You want them early in the season or late in the season? I don't know the answer to that.
I know. I will say this. If we go to break, we'll come back. We'll kind of do a potpourri of some different topics, including Lee Corso. We now know his final game.
Love the guy.
He's retiring. We know his final game. I will throw this out, and I think it's covered a lot of schools. We'll talk college baseball here. Boy, Florida's had a weird year. They've had a lot of injuries. The big left-hander, Coppola, who's been hurt, they got a 6'10" kid. And when he throws, he's Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
He's going through his 3rd arm injury. He's out. Kyle Jones was their leadoff guy. He's out for the year. Cade Curlin played a ton of baseball, the second baseman, injured out for the year. But everybody faces that.
Yeah.
I think everybody faces that. It's just been one of those years, too, where Florida, Ty Evans, guy was a star 2 years ago in Omaha, been out most of the year. Injuries are injuries.
And it does happen.
Yeah.
And it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the teams, like when you hear coaches talk about it, they're like, we have to get a little bit lucky.
You do.
Part of that luck is,
can
we stay healthy?
And, the guy getting lucky is don't have the guy, quote unquote, get hurt. But if the guy, quote unquote, gets hurt, wow, we found a Jim. We found a Joe whoever. We found a Wally Pipp behind.
Yeah, and they're there.
We found if you don't find a Wally Pipp, if you don't find a Lou Gehrig behind Wally Pipp, losing Wally Pipp kills you.
But
if you find a guy behind him, you go, okay, what do they call that? The war and all that stuff. Well, the replacement wasn't that big.
But here's what's changed that.
What's that?
The portal.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not going to sit behind Norvelle or Norville or Norvelle or whichever your name is. I'm not going to sit behind him for a year. I'm going to go somewhere where I can play immediately.
Yeah.
So to a certain extent, you lose that depth.
Yeah.
So, especially, pitchers.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right, Trent Torchio, let's take one final break. We'll come back.
Right.
We'll just kind of bounce around. You may have some stuff. I've got a little stuff, including Lee Corso. We kind of know now it's been announced that he will be retired. He'll go one more big game day weekend, the very first weekend. We now know where the game will be. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. Starting to wrap things up on a Tuesday, live from Hurricane Join the Group.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Okay, back we are here on a Tuesday edition, Draft Week Tuesday. There's a rumor, actually, Thursday. And it feels like it's one part Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster. We think we know it, and we think we've seen it. We think we see it. Is the draft coming up Thursday? Is that the rumor?
Have you heard a time or two that there is a draft?
Oh, hey, I got an idea. Let's do a mock draft.
Let's do a mock draft right now.
We can. You know, on our show here, and Patrick, obviously, the Young and Norvelle show here on a Tuesday from Hurricane Jointed Creek here. Patrick and I kind of agreed. Have we covered the draft the last 3 or 4 months? Yes. Have we talked about the Jaguars draft situation? Yes, here and there, but we haven't been 800% into it because there's about 8 billion shows in the world that are going draft, mock draft 1, 2, 3, 4. My God, we need this thing to come and go.
I know, but that's where you give the NFL credit because they are always
they keep it
in the news or in the know or whatever.
And you know what? As exciting as it is, Thursday's right around the corner, and then Friday will be the second day, and then Saturday we'll wrap it up, and then Sunday we'll rest up, and then Monday we'll be back. We'll be breaking down the draft.
About the draft.
And the NFL will break down the draft for a good 2.5 months. And guess what happens then?
And then
mini camp, training camp, and off you go.
Wait, you forgot one thing.
What's that?
Next year's mock draft.
Next year. and that'll be out Thursday.
Because
next year's round one. Yes, next year's round one. Early look at round one.
Or what does Mel do? He goes, here's my big board. Here's my big board for 2026 or, you know.
Yes, definitely. It was announced a couple of days ago that soon to be in August, 90-year-old Lee Corso will be stepping down from his television job with ESPN GameDay. He's been an icon. He's been a great steward of the game of college football. He's been a great marketing tool of the game of the great game of college football. ESPN has announced that August 30th, which is basically week 1. There's a week before with a handful of games, and they call that week 0.
Right.
But week 1 is August 30th. That's the start of college football to most of us. Week 1. Bring him. Gotta get this. Hey, we'll kick this guy out in a heartbeat every Tuesday. But Corso, August 30th, certainly there'll be a great fanfare. It looks like Ohio State, Texas at Ohio State will be the game. It's a massive replay of a playoff game.
That's a nice game,
and I want to say the headgear, he's put on Ohio State headgear more than any team in the history of his 30-something years. What a steward of college football.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a highly emotional show. And I don't know if I can watch it.
I know.
I mean, it's.
And I guarantee you, Herb Street will tear up.
Oh,
I guarantee.
I'm not even sure he could get through his piece. And I'll probably want to watch it by
It'll
myself.
be tough.
Like, I don't want any of my people around me.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
No, I'm not. Right. Oh, Dustin here's terrible.
Who kind of know?
I'll tell you what. Who cannot be a Lee Corso fan? And it doesn't matter what your allegiance is or anything. He is an absolute steward of the game, a character of the game.
Yeah.
And he made that show.
He really did.
You can say whatever you want.
He really did.
He made that show.
And in a quirky, crazy way. Lee Corso is a star because he got fired as a coach at Indiana.
Yeah.
Same with Dick Vitale. Dick Vitale became a college basketball star on TV because he got fired 1 year in the NBA and he wasn't good enough. But
he was at the University of Detroit.
Yeah. And the Detroit Pistons 1 year. But he was not good enough. If he was a little bit better, he never would have gone TV and might have got fired and never made it.
Dickie V, another icon.
Hey, we got a guy that wants to come talk some ball. Can you come over? Yeah, can you come back this way? Trent, I'm going to see if you can put the headset on him.
I could probably do it.
You've been fired, Trent. You've been fired, and we're gonna wing this together. Put it on his ear here. All right, here we go. Put it on your. This is totally on the cuff. Who the heck are you? What's your name? How you doing?
My name's Easton Perch.
Easton Perch. Who are these guys?
Longhorns.
Who are they? What are you doing with the Longhorns?
It's my AU Longhorns baseball team.
I've got a big coach here. What position do you play?
I'm going to be a starting catcher, and I mainly play outfield, though.
Nice. You like catcher or outfield better?
I can't decide.
Do you run fast?
Early for that, right?
Are you a fast runner or okay? You steal bases?
I'm in 8U. I don't start now.
Okay, fair enough. No stealing bases in that.
No leadoff.
Right? Are you a power hitter or are you a contact hitter or what are you?
I'm a contact.
Okay. Trent, help me out here.
Well, I was going to say it ain't you. You're not going to be a power hitter. Who's your favorite baseball player?
Aaron Judge.
Okay,
Wow,
Yankee fan. Now,
Yes,
what about other sports? Do you just play baseball or do you play other sports?
I play football sometimes, but I mainly play baseball.
Okay, football. Ooh. Colleges, like, are you a Gator fan?
Yes, sir.
Nice. All right. Woo! Where am I getting booze from? Is that mom? Is that dad?
Yes, sir.
It appears they aren't on the same page here. Is one of them, they get ugly around the house now?
Sometimes.
Did you see the Gators win the national title in basketball?
Yes, sir.
Nice. I like it. Well, is your season going on now or are y'all about to start? What are we doing?
We're still in our season.
Okay. How y'all doing?
We're doing pretty good.
Now, how did you get to walk in here and get the headset on? Do you know somebody special here? Do you know who's that guy?
I don't know his name, though.
Say boss man. He's boss man.
Yes, sir.
He's boss. Now,
Big deal around here.
Yeah, big honcho. Now, big question. How we doing in school? Do we do grades or are we thinking about sports too much?
Mainly think about sports.
No, we need grades. And no girl thoughts, okay? Don't think about girls, okay?
Yes, sir, I don't.
No, I don't. Awesome. When's your next game?
This Saturday.
Saturday, okay. Now, we don't want to be mean. Do you have brothers and sisters we need to say hi to or no?
I have 3 brothers.
Do you want to say hi to them?
Hey.
Name one.
Chris.
Name 2.
Noah and Chris.
Noah?
Yes, sir.
Chris, Noah. Is there one more?
Tyson.
Noah, Chris, Tyson. Plus your name, again, was?
Easton.
So y'all could almost have an infield.
Yes, sir.
Now, are you the best athlete of the team?
Probably.
Are you the most handsome of the brothers?
Are you the most humble?
Yes, I like it. I like it.
Kind of.
Have you eaten yet, or are you about to tear up some wings here? What are you going to do?
I'm about to eat.
You about to eat? Have you ordered your food yet?
No, sir.
What do you think you're having?
Chicken tenders.
Nice. Chicken tenders. That's my man. Easton, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, that's a bat name.
Yes, sir.
Now, is that coincidence, or is that because you're such a baseball guy, you're named after a bat?
I don't know. Ask them.
Fair enough. Hey, you've been wonderful.
Thank you.
Can you, at school tomorrow, tell everybody to watch the Young and Norvelle show on streaming?
I'm homeschooled.
Well, you're going to run into some people, right?
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite subject?
Either,
Baseball.
oh,
Baseball. No, I'm just kidding. Favorite subject?
Either math, language, or history.
Fair enough. Is your favorite teacher anywhere in this area? Do you have a favorite? Yes, I figured that is homeschool. Easton, it's a pleasure, man. Enjoy your dinner and say this for me, okay? Go get.
Go Gators.
Go Jaguars.
Go Jaguars.
Attaboy. That's our buddy Easton. Can you let him back on, or are you just going to take over?
He can have it.
He can have it. The guy just wandered up. He took over the show. Easton, thank you, buddy. Enjoy your meal.
He crushed it.
Hey, Trent.
He absolutely crushed it.
Hey, in Donald Trump terms, you're fired.
That's fine.
You're fired.
If I've got to hand it over to him, I'm totally good with that.
How good was that guy? I tried to stump him.
No, he's got some swag.
There was no stumping in that guy. Holy cow. Trent, don't give up your headset so easily, man.
I know.
I thought, hey,
it's going to be an argument next time.
You gave up that headset. I thought, this would be 20 seconds. The guy kept on.
He stole the show.
And he kept on.
Stole the show.
And he kept on.
Good stuff.
You remember Little League? How fun was Little League?
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, and probably my biggest issues when I played Little League, and I think you'll concur in most Little League, was there you would back in the day you'd play on Saturday. You'd play one game Little League Saturday. Oh my God, was there anything worse than you wake up and Saturday it's raining like
the
cats
worst
and dogs?
No.
And you're like, what in the world? And your game gets canceled. And all you can think of is it's so long to get all the way around back to Saturday.
And you already have your uni on,
you
right?
got the uni on, and you're praying that the house phone, every time it rang, you're like, oh, don't be the coach saying don't show up. And then if you would drive, mom would load you in the car, mom and dad, whatever, load you in the car. It's pouring down right. And you keep thinking, we got a chance. It's going to stop. Maybe it's not too wet. But then when you get there and they finally say, do you know how long it is to go from Saturday to Saturday?
No, I know. And I remember the days when they poured gasoline on the clay and lit it on fire. Now, that's a safe thing to do.
Do you know how many people watching, younger, are going, the old guy Trent's just, dude, that was that not a thing?
There was no turpus.
Hey, that was a thing. Yeah. They would pour gas.
Bunch of dads would get out there just like,
tell them, Trent.
They'd pour gas on the clay and somebody throw a match from 5 feet away or whatever.
Burn off the water.
And it was a total.
Would you please tell that camera you're not kidding?
I am not joking.
That was a thing around America.
I witnessed this with my own eyes.
Around America.
More than once, more than twice, actually.
Here's another thing. How about this? Nowadays, you can go to your local sports store and you can buy patches of eye black that you stick on. How about this? You'd go to a car tailpipe, and we'd scoop that out. Hey, seriously. And scoop it out, and that was your eye black.
I think we used charcoal.
Yes, or charcoal, yes. We'd scoop out
that is
and
so
put it
funny.
here and put it there.
That is so now.
How about the gas, though? Lighting the gasoline on fire.
That was safe.
Yes.
Speaking of safe, how are we going to play this game? Oh, we'll get rid of this water real quick. Like,
yes. I got an idea. Let's light some gas on fire.
Hey, kids, don't try this at home.
No,
like, if you have a puddle in your driveway, please don't pour gas on it and light it.
Or how about this? And this is sad for our society. Little League. Do you know? I had a great Little League. Normandy Athletic Association on the west side. Everybody had a great Little League. I'm so old. There was nothing better than having the Saturday 10 a.m. first game. And then I would just stay at the park all day and all night.
Yeah.
And my mom may give us some neighborhood. Either my mom was to pick up, or somebody else would pick up 5 or 6 of us and take us home at the very end of the night. We sometimes we would take swimsuits if somebody had a pool nearby. You'd have a few dollars in your pocket your mom gave you. You'd chase foul balls to get snow cones.
Yeah.
You'd stay at the park. I'm not going to say unmonitored, but just it was
not super monitored though.
Right, finish that.
No, because you knew, okay, they're at the ballpark and it's a different time. I get that
yes,
and all.
Yes.
But we used to play a game called cup ball.
Oh, God, yes.
Right?
Yes.
For those who don't know, you would take a crushed cup that you dug them out of a garbage can, and you'd make it into a ball, and you'd throw it like a ball, and you'd hit it. Your bat was your hand.
Yes.
And you made little dimensions.
Oh, yeah. And then a foul ball would come, and you'd all go chase the foul ball because if you turn it into the concession stand, that was a snow cone or something. Oh.
And if you fought over it, you just shared the snow cone.
Yeah,
I mean,
and we'd have so much fun getting dropped up in the ballpark and just stay
all day long
and all
because
night.
your parents knew where you were and it
Yep.
wasn't a big deal.
Yep, it was a good time. Trent, thanks for sitting in with us, my friend.
Enjoyed it.
You have been fired. Easton will be
That's
back
okay.
next
That's
Tuesday.
okay.
But you did a good job today.
Thank you.
Yeah, you went down fighting.
I know.
You went down fighting. That'll wrap it up. I want to thank everybody involved. Of course, our friends here at Hurricane Joint the Creek. Place is filling up. Remember, trivia comes up every Tuesday right after us, about 7 o'clock. They have a lot of fun with their trivia. That'll do it. We'll get back together tomorrow, 4 o'clock, for the Wednesday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. Stay with us, folks, tomorrow, and have a great rest of your Tuesday. Have a great evening, everybody.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen. for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.